Okay, so that's us on the record for the national level. So now what I'd like to do is run through. I have a couple of highlights that I wanted to jump to first, and then we can run through all the rest of them. First one I want to jump to, because it was so marked, is the third district. If you just look at that skew in the center right there.
Okay, do I really have to go on the record here? You could put everybody in that, and you still wouldn't get somebody to be able to get past the Democrats in 3.
All right. So if you look at those new hires, or excuse me, new hires, if you look at the new registrations in that center right graphic, does anything jump out to you about that?
Yeah, because basically not affiliated basically got more registrations than Republicans, which are probably disenfranchised Democrats.
That's exactly the take I got from that as well. So I think this speaks very much to.
But the question is, will they actually vote for Trump? And I don't either, because no offense, I don't pay attention to inner city, because I know inner city is more than likely, even if it swings 20 points, isn't going to amount to a hell of beans when it comes to whatever Republican they throw to the sacrificial lamb.
Okay.
Or a sacrificial.
The non-affiliateds were, if you actually look at the numbers, they're twice as many. There's 7,600 non-affiliated.
Okay. I'll give it to you straight. Wait a minute. I'll give it to you straight, because I'm looking at Ballotpedia, so I can tell your people without them having to look. Dwight Evans in the primary got 165,000 cast votes for him. Michael Harvey, in the 2020 is running as a Republican. Got 100% of the votes because he was the only one up, and he only got 5,000 votes. Does that give you the perspective on the volume you'd have to make up?
Yeah, exactly right. So I think we're going to call that one safely for Democrats.
But it does fit our narrative that we've been talking about the last 2 episodes, specifically about the incumbent having problems.
Because I'm guessing that's been blue forever.
Oh, yes, except for, here's the difference, except that occasionally, and it's not that often or not often, meaning it does happen, they will vote in a Republican as mayor. Now follow that logic. Do the same thing New York City does.
Every once in a while, you need somebody to come in and clean up the streets.
Well, all I'm saying is, when you get down to the lower levels, they vote for the person. When you go above that, invariably, they're voting party politics.
Well, I'm guessing we're getting a Republican mayor next time Philadelphia has a chance.
Based on what's going on currently, it would not surprise me.
Yeah. All right. This is all registered voters for the 4th district, with 504,000 active voters at the moment. And you see what a slim margin in the upper right corner. Montgomery County decide who the candidate was going to be, and you can see why. Because it's the same type of thing with Democrats running the District 3. Again, Montgomery County is 96%, 94% of the votes. So the question here, if we take a look at the new voters, is does Kathy Barnett have any freaking chances?
No, because they have. Now wait, could she have? Yes. Will she have? No.
So how could she have? Again, when you have it's already tilted this heavy in favor of Democrats, and then on the new hires, or excuse me, the new registrations, you have 14,000 to the 10,000, so 150% interest and enthusiasm.
Okay. I'll answer your question because it's actually a short answer. The short answer is the Republican Party would have actually had to make it a contentious district that they were actually going to fund. They didn't. They left, and they've left 4 specifically to the Democrats without putting up any fight for quite a while, actually, since the redistricting, and even before that, Montgomery County, they've written off. So again, if you're not going to put any effort forward and you're going to make that person, whoever is running, do their own, I'll call it, make their own machine. And yeah, granted, the Democrats have spent over $500,000 in the district already. So there's your answer. The answer is you're not going to make it contentious. I mean, whether you're looking at like Harrison and Graham down in South Carolina for the Senate race, those areas that get the funding, magically the polls start to do this and come back. What I'm saying to you specifically is, no, they didn't do anything. The Republicans literally gave up before it even started. So yeah, it's gone. No,
I would agree with that. They gave up before it even started.
Right.
Especially with their complete rejection of a centrist platform. They decided that they were going to double down on the extremism in terms of identity politics.
Actually, that's part of the reason why I think a lot of these incumbents, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, are going to have a problem for exactly what you just said.
Yep.
But I tell you what, I think the constituency, the average voter, is going to hold them accountable with their feet to the fire, because I think everybody's tired of the bullshit.
So in that case, Madeline Dean here is not going to be held accountable for helping to try to impeach the president of the United States for something that the Biden laptop proves he was right to pursue. And enough on that. Anyway, so the 4th district, which way are you calling it?
Ugh. Okay, well, the 4th is one of those, basically, again, it has to go Madeline without even a question. And I think she's going to resoundingly beat Kathy.
I agree with that. By how many points? If Kathy could have performed any better than the last election, then the Republican county, the Republican commission, the county commission, would consider that a win, given how overwhelmingly Democrat the registration is.
I'm looking at the numbers now, and it was 27%. Have you seen, see, you get this over there, have you seen anything locally with Kathy's name on it?
It's in terms of the political signs I have in Berks County, the sliver that I live in, I do see a couple of Kathy Barnett signs here and there.
How many for Dean, percentage-wise?
None for Dean.
Okay. So they're not even trying to do the poster on somebody's front lawn or the okay.
Actually, I take it back. I do take it back. I did see one sign from Madeline Dean. It's all in cursive. It's very pretty.
All in cursive. Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
So the 4th district is very clearly going to go for Madeline Dean. The 6th. Okay. And so that's John Emmons against Chrissy Houlihan, who are 20. We'll see what the enthusiasm looks like here. We see the new registrations tilted in favor of the Democrats. And so, again, looking at the overall.
I think it's going to be very similar numbers this time, with the majority of the party. And again, this was a Delco function and people moving down and out. The Democrats have started to carry Chester County, even at the county level. And I think they're going to have a repeat of 2018. John Emmons also ran in 2018. I don't see him gaining any traction, any more traction, I should say, relative to the numbers that he posted the last time. So again, 90,000 basically voted for Chrissy the last time. John got 57. I think those numbers are going to be similar. The differential percentage-wise, you had 65% or 59% of the vote go with her the last time, and he was 41. There was call it a 20-point split, but a 10-point swing. So in that 10-point swing, she might drop a couple points. But honestly, she really wasn't front and center for any of the impeachment stuff. She wasn't front and center for, I mean, honestly, so I don't think she's going to gain any of the negativity on the incumbent that would normally be associated because of their forefront nature and the fact that.
And I don't know if she's been kept in the back as much as other people are pushing her way to the front, but she is certainly not on the evening news. We'll put it that way. So we'll call this one for Chrissy. I think that's safely Democrat as well. But it's going to be closer than it was last time. The 9th, and this one is, I think, a success story for the Republicans, especially if you take a look at you were hypothesizing that this might be one of the incumbent seats that might have been in trouble. You look at that enthusiasm. You see what's around me, the rallies that are taking place. These counties, again in the 9th district, and by the way, when you choose the congressional district, it'll highlight which counties are part of it. at least as far as the voter records are concerned. I take a look at Berks County, and I see a tremendously successful story here with getting new Republicans registered. They outnumber them. The enthusiasm that I see
number
from
there that everybody's missing.
what's that?
NF.
You're right about that in terms of the ability to influence, and those are our swingers.
Those are the exact swingers, and this is the exact, I'll call it, constituency that is going to be the telltale sign for, I think, the nation. And I'm being serious. Because there is such a large unaffiliated, okay, number, that piece right there will be the reason that district goes one way or the other, period.
And the 9th falls into a whole bunch of different counties, but
and again, he is also not one of the forefront extremists that's essentially on the evening news espousing the views of, I'll call it, the Trump party. It's not the Republican Party. And because of it, he's more of a classic Republican, okay, than most of the rest of the state. He has views that are, as you point out, more middle of the road, more centrist in nature. He's not pushing a very significant right-wing agenda. And because of it, his constituency have not rebounded, but they have favored him based on the fact that he's espousing the views of what's in the area. And I used to live there, so, you know.
So that's the 4th. So if I hear you right, then we're both calling it for the Republican, for Dan Moyen.
Absolutely, for Dan, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, so the 17th, you see the Republicans just edging out the Democrats, but to Patrick's point, big ass number there is the NF with the 6,800.
And that will be another one. Again, when you look at these in particular, your people who are looking at this should really pay attention to the 9th and the 17th, specifically because of the large amount of non-affiliated voters, because they are, in fact, the people you're supposed to be talking to.
Yes. The challenge with the 9th is that even if every Democrat came out and every non-affiliated came out and voted the same way, if every Republican came out, the Republicans would still
carry. Absolutely.
Which is why I think that's going to go again for Dan. But if we take a look at the 17th, there's enough of those swingers. So swingers in the greater Pittsburgh area, you can influence whether or not Connor Lamb or
they can decide
who's your huckleberry. Who are you choosing?
I honestly think the Republicans are going to pull this one.
I do too. So we agree there.
All right. And specifically because of its proximity as I'll call it, suburb of communities, okay, to Pittsburgh. Again, we're not talking the 18th now, we're talking the 17th. And I think it's possible, okay? I think this could be an upset irregardless, okay? But again, I'll stick with what I said, but it would not surprise me to see it flip the other way.
Yeah, you sound like the weatherman who.
No, I'm not saying it.
I understand. It could go this way, and then again, it could go the other way. Economist.
No, I'll make the call. You know,
I agree with you. I agree with you. It is. It very clearly voted for Connor Lamb in a special election. Then in a regular election, it's part of the influence of large urban areas to see the Democrats get elected there. But so it is a toss-up, but I think it's going to go Republican.